Welcome back to the channel, buddy, and I hope you're doing fine. Today we're gonna talk about Hunger. So Hunger is a game that will release next year, and I think it will be quite the banger. Now, we will also show you today some stuff that nobody has ever seen before, well, except the two screenshots that I shared already on my stream recently. But let's start with something else, because maybe you don't know about Hunger yet. So here's a little overview what we're gonna do today. First, I'm gonna introduce you to Hunger, explain the game, like roughly. We're gonna go look at the old stuff, the trailers, and then we're gonna jump into the never seen before material. Now, since the game is not released yet, the usual disclaimer, everything that you will see today is not set in stone and might change. You're looking at work in progress. And with that, let's go. Now let me explain quickly what Hunger is all about. Hunger is a PvEvP game. So you as a solo or in a team go up against the AI environment, but also against other players. It is an extraction shooter, but also an extraction slasher game. So melee will be also a big part of the game, and there will be viable melee builds. At least, I hope so. Now, it is a first-person game, which I'm personally a huge fan of, because I don't like third-person perspective in my PvP games. It can be easily abused by going to a corner and then turning the camera, and you can see when other people leave the cover, you pre-aim and then you shoot. There were actually a few games like Scum, for example, that did a good job to kind of balance that out, but you can still see the whole environment and stuff like that. I like first person a little bit more. Now here comes the kicker though that sets the game, or should set the game apart from the regular extraction style games. They mix in these RPG elements, so you can level up your character, have a skill tree and stuff like that, which goes already a little bit in the direction of MMOs, for example. I like that. Let's see. This is unique, probably very hard to balance, but gives you plenty of opportunities to hopefully make your own builds, to play maybe a support class, a melee class, a range class. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that will turn out. It all takes place in the Napoleonic era, and that was around 1800. Totally did not have to Google that one. And now I want to give you a little bit more background information who is actually developing Hunger, and that is Good Fun Corporation. You might know them from Hell Let Loose. This is nice because they will self-publish the game and are also self-funded, and they will do this in Unreal Engine 5. This gives me a lot of hope for the title, because whenever I cover upcoming games, very often indie developers, they have like 10 people, maybe 12. They are new and small team, never work together. Here we have a team, I would guess around 40 to 60 people, and they worked already on a title together. So I hope that they can develop updates rather quickly, and it will not take forever for them to produce new content, because they want to have this game around for, I think the devs said, many years, possibly forever. That is a little bit ambitious, but it might work. Just look at games like Escape from Tarkov or Hunt Showdown. They are around for 7-ish years now. Hunt Showdown is getting close to 7, and Escape from Tarkov I think is even older, and people still play it and they still have a rather big audience. Now, a little bit more facts about the actual gameplay. You will have on the server up to 15 players. So the server will not be like in, for example, the Cycle, where the server runs non-stop. You will have maps, these 15 people will be on the maps, and that's it. You will have team sizes, one, a solo player, up to 3 dudes. The maps will be kind of big. You will have at the beginning, or at least this is the plan, again, keep in mind nothing is set in stone yet. The maps will be 1 square kilometer, and I think they aim for 3 maps during early access. They want to have more. I think when they leave early access they want to have 10. And now I know how this sounds. It sounds absolutely crazy when you look at Escape from Tarkov or Hunt, how long it takes them to release maps. But they also want to make smaller maps, right? Again, Escape from Tarkov. Making Factory probably didn't take as long as creating Shoreline or Woods. So this is a way to maybe get more PvP focused maps, make them smaller, make them maybe like an arena. Could be a way to do it. Then progression is also very important for me, because sometimes it's like Why am I even doing all of this? Normally it's for the kick, right? For the PvP gameplay loop, to stomp the enemy players and taking all the glory home. But sometimes it helps when the game gives you a progression as well. And it would be nice if it's something meaningful. And they try to do a meaningful prestige system. Now, I can't leak too much here, but you will get rewards, and the rewards is a currency that you need to unlock new characters. Also for unique prestige cosmetics, if I remember this correctly. And there is more. But they told me they do not want to share this yet. Maybe because they're not 100% sure how it would look like. Or maybe they just want to have, you know, more surprises down the road. Now, I talked already to the devs a little bit. And the devs also showed me quite some in-game stuff, not just screenshots. So it's not just talk, there is actually some substance behind it. Another form of progression will be leveling up your characters. They can hit level 100, and there will be 140 talents apparently in the game, so you can do a massive variety of builds. Maybe even some synergy builds with your teammates, so I think this will be quite a lot of fun. Now you got kind of a high-level explanation, a rough explanation what Hunger is all about. I would say we analyze the trailer real quick before I show you the new stuff. The reason why I want to have a look at the trailer real quick is, well, first of all, some of you did not know about Hunger yet, and this will definitely set the vibe for the rest of the video. Also, I want to do a high-level analyzation of that, so we're gonna have a look at the art style, add some screenshots. They also showed a few guns, we're gonna do that. We will not go into too much detail here, because otherwise the video length would explode. Okay, and here we go. Now, the art style for the game is definitely gritty and dark, and yeah, it should give you a feeling of hopelessness. I mean, just check this one out here. And I have to say, yep, okay, I'm getting actually some Witcher vibes here. The amount of corpses that they use in this trailer is absolutely insane. So a plague came over the land, killed lots of people and mutated them. That's also the AI that you go up against during your missions. Yep, that will be fun. I wonder if this is already like a little bit of a sneak peek from a point of interest, one of the maps that they have. Time will tell. We're gonna talk about that screenshot in a minute. Oh! Yo, I know it's a cinematic, I'm fully aware of that. Cinematics are always like, meh, right? Okay, you can show a lot in cinematics and not the actual gameplay. But in case this is gonna be a map, sign me up. Sign me up, because when you can do melee builds, you can't have too much open space all the time. There will be open space, of course, you will also fight in woods. I have screenshots from that and stuff like that. But fighting in an 1800 ruined city, ooh, that would have quite some flair, I would say. Let's check out the rest.
We knew that before.
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the characters that you can play. I can show you some concept art in a second. Yeah.
Before the herds were driven into the water.
Yeah, remember when I told you about the grim setting of the game? Here you go, I'm gonna blend myself out real quick. Enjoy your wallpaper. My dear lord.
And houses burned so hot that the stone
Plenty of corpses. Beautiful. I like how they sneak in a few of the characters already. So what do we have here? This looks like a two-handed weapon, maybe kind of a mace, a club. Looks like it deals blunt damage. I don't see any gun attachments. Maybe it has nothing to do with any of the melee weapons, but there will be quite a few weapons at the beginning. I think with guns and melee weapons, they aim for 30 at the beginning, which would be a solid variety of weapons to start your game with. Okay, then. Let's have a look at this. So, as you can see, the guns will be, well, old, because from the 1800s, it's you're kind of limited. You will not see any fully automatic weapons, like in Tarkov. Well, you never know. I mean, Showdown has a fully automatic weapon, actually, with the Aftermath. I just hope that there won't be any. And if there will be one or two, that they will not be too strong. I prefer my games where your shots matter, right? In Tarkov, well, when you have a 60 round mag, missing the first couple bullets, yeah, it's whatever, you readjust your spray, and then you pray, and then the target is dead when you have good ammo, at least. So I prefer guns that fire slowly, have high impact, and reward you for good aim. Or punish you when you suck at video games, like myself. Oh, fancy. Okay, let's stop here real quick. Yeah, this is definitely one of the characters because it's already some concept art. I would assume this is also already from one of the maps. And that is a lot of interesting AI. So this gives me a little bit tiny people Attack on Titan vibes. I know that there will be multiple types of enemies. I think there will be 5 to 6 at the beginning, which is already not too bad. There will be no... will there be enemies with rifles? I'm not 100% sure. But okay, let's keep going with this. I just wanted to show you what kind of enemies you can expect. Those will be your grunts from Hunt Showdown, right? Basic AI, probably easy to defeat, but plentiful. Alrighty, and they're gonna show here a lot in a single second. Now, I mentioned it already, I don't want to have the video to be like 60 minutes, right? It's gonna be long anyway. And in the future, when they do any trailers, we're gonna analyze them separately. I think that will be a lot of fun. I love doing that. Now, here we go. Let's take a look at a few screenshots at least. I think those are map sneak peeks, little teasers. Like here, we're gonna have a quarry. I hope that you can also go like inside a mine. That would be nice, especially when you have melee builds. Like having some close quarter areas would be kind of nice. In the next one, yeah, that might be a special AI. That looks like a massive bloated pig. That would be fun. And maybe it also looks like something... Yeah, I have no idea what it is. Dang, dude. Well, maybe they will have like Left 4 Dead boomer stuff. Like that bloated AI that explodes when you shoot it or when it gets too close to you. I could see that happen. Let's look at something a little bit more pleasant here. They will have, I would say this is a flintlock pistol. Isn't that one that, oh, let me look that up real quick. I think I remember this one even. Yeah, so I suppose this is gonna be a single shot flintlock pistol. I like it. Again, if you wanna make a game that allows melee builds, you can't have guns that just delete you the moment you leave cover. So I think this is gonna be a good choice. Now, there's also a little bit of in-game footage at the end of the trailer. Now, I think the most interesting part about these couple seconds of in-game footage is the turret rifle. I mean, we charge into melee and we don't show how the gun fires. Fine, just tease me and don't show me the... It's okay, it's okay. The turret rifle actually exists, and if you want to know how they work, well, maybe not this exact version, by the way, but it's definitely inspired by this. I'm gonna drop a link in the description and a pinned comment from Ian, actually, Gun Jesus, where he explains a similar one, because I personally found this super interesting. Okay, now, let's jump finally to the new stuff. Here we go, finally the chapter where we discuss the new stuff that nobody has seen before. Well, not 100% true, because I showed that already during one of my streams, and it's gonna be the first weapon that we're gonna discuss today, and that's gonna be the barking iron. And yeah, if they're close you stab them, if they're far away you shoot them. Perfect, everything covered. And if you're real menace you stab them and then you shoot them. Because, well, they can't dodge that anymore. Love it. That is something that actually existed in real life too. I don't know if the trigger... Can you do this? Hold that thing? Maybe you have to rotate it. Maybe you can... Does that work? Maybe. I think it does. But that is really cool. And I wish we would have that in Hunt Showdown. So as you can see, we'll get some weapons that are pretty fluffy too. And not just straight up, oh yeah, efficiency. Because revolvers are normally kind of weak. This will be kind of a hybrid, but I love it. And I can't wait to see the higher prestige skins or the cosmetics that you can get for that. because we're also gonna cover this in today's video. Next one is gonna be the Oster. And that seems to be a double barrel pistol. Now, can you shoot maybe both at the same time? You can see you have 2 triggers, one for each barrel, I assume. So regular fire mode, you shoot once and then twice, and maybe you have a secondary fire mode for more punch, where you shoot both of them at once for devastating close range damage. Love it. Man, this is amazing. Then we have the Borodino. Keep in mind, those are the names that the devs gave the guns, so I don't know if the real-life counterparts, should they exist, have the same name here. We have a 5-round revolver. Sure, pretty straightforward, honestly. That is a long barrel, though. I love it. I mean, I also like the revolvers in Hunt. It's also interesting what kind of trigger mechanism you have. You have the whole ring that you have to pull back. Huh. Okay, you know what? We definitely have some gun nerds watching this video. If you have any clue what the real-life counterparts of these weapons are, drop them in the comment section below, because I find this super interesting. Then we have the Cavalier. That looks like, well, another flintlock pistol, but maybe you can open this up at the back there for faster reloading. It looks like you can open this and pull back. Might be wrong though. Again, I'm not super familiar with these old school weapon variants, although I like watching Ian's, well, Gun Jesus videos from time to time. The next one is gonna be the Leon. Alright, Jesus. So we have here a sort of revolver carbine. Yeah. And you can lever it. That is a levering handle, if I'm not mistaken. That's a lot of stuff packed into one gun. Looks cool though. Now, it always depends how strong levering in these kinds of games are, because high rate of fire can, of course, make it difficult, but combined with high damage can make it difficult for people charging into melee. But maybe you must commit a lot of points in your skill tree to make this gun really efficient, and then you suck at melee. Who knows? Then melee weapons, I also want to show you the long sword. Oh yeah, fancy pants. I like long swords. They're just amazing. Such iconic weapons. I almost said unique, which is kind of nonsense. But iconic weapons, and I can't wait to slice people in half with that. There will be also some tools and consumables. There will be grenades. So you can see here some ceramic grenades. I don't know what they will do. We didn't discuss that in the dev interview that I had. I would assume the top one, by the coloring, might be a smoke bomb. That would be nice. So for covering distance or getting some cover to revive teammates. The other one, either it's straight up an explosive or it's a firebomb. I could see that work. So awesome. And then I have another one, because I talked about the progression. I want to show you the axe here. So this is basically the different tiers that you can have. You have the basic one, then a tier higher, and then the max here. And I have to say, the detail on these weapons, when they do this for the other weapons too, glorious. Okay, we had a look at a few guns, a few melee weapons, a few tools. I'm gonna show you a bit more in a bit. Now let's talk about characters. Okay, here we go. We're gonna have Eva first, and yeah, the style of the characters looks fantastic. So this is just the concept art, but there's also some screenshots that I can show you. And the amount of detail that they put into these characters is top tier. Now, I'm used to, let's say, high quality skins from Hunt Showdown, where they put in a lot of work. And I would say this matches the quality easily, which is highly impressive. So, yeah, that's a yes from me. Now, we saw in the concept art that she was wielding a spear. I don't know if certain weapons are bound to classes. Okay, maybe later on they opened it up that everybody can run a spear. Maybe it's just her class. Low armor, fast, agile, lots of range in melee. Maybe just single-shot rifles or single-shot pistols. I need to play this game right now, please. Can we do this? That would be amazing. Then we have Abo. He's another one of the characters. You can see him T-posing here because, of course, somebody who looks like him would run around T-posing. Again, top-notch quality. I like it. The question is, will there be customization to this? And how detailed will be the customization? I think that will be very important. Can you see it on the character when you have different items? Let's see, then we have Gabriel. You saw him already in the trailer, by the way, with a one-handed mace. But what's under the mace? Yo, there's something taped to the handle of the mace. Yo, I'm not the only one seeing this, right? What the hell? I don't know what that is. And it almost seems like it has the flintlock firing mechanism at the side. Alright, so an flintlock underbarrel mace weapon. Yeah, we might get some crazy stuff here. Maybe this is just my imagination. Also, keep in mind this is concept art and work in progress. I know. So maybe this will not make it in the game, but yeah, sweet. Next one is gonna be Gerard's. Oh my god. Beautiful. I can't wait how they actually look in-game then. Concept arts are always fancy, but transferring this then into the game, way more difficult. And then we have Hugo, or Hugo, if he is actually French. He seems to be like your one of the more crazy ones. We also see him in the trailer, and I think he's also represented in the couple seconds of in-game footage that we got. Then we're gonna have Marie. Marie is also one of the characters that you saw right at the end when there was a barrage of pictures. She was in there. So, lovely. And apparently we have here a few more drafts for outfits. That one I assume is for Gerard. I just assume this because of the face mask. Then the other one, that is probably for Marie, I would assume. Or maybe it's a different character. Maybe it's not even for the characters at all. So I'm looking here at NPCs, quest givers, who knows. But dual wielding, one-handed maces? It could be fun. The next, oh, okay. And this is again very close to Gabriel though, right? Yeah. And this one, completely different one, a new one. I'm getting his slightly Darkest Dungeon vibes even. I love it. Sweet. Okay, then I think we're looking here at some concept art for NPCs that are in the game. They're in the chateau. The chateau is, well, chateau means castle in French, where you can meet with other players. Imagine a big hub, kind of like in Dark Tide. That's what the chateau is. That's where your quest givers are, where your NPCs are, where you can meet other people, where you can trade and stuff like that. And these guys will be here. For example, I mean, this is called the bear. And I wonder why. Then we have Claude. I don't know. He looks like a Joker a little bit. He looks a little bit sad though for being a Joker, to be completely honest. And we're gonna have Mr. Sweet. He is 100% a quest giver because I met him already in one of the presentations that I got from the devs. Again, thank you very much for that, to give me the opportunity to check all of this out in advance. Then we're gonna have our, well, he is the medic, our leper medic. Don't you want healing potions from the guy suffering from, So he's gonna be the vendor when you need medical supplies. I don't know how this will work in the game. I don't know how detailed the damage system will be. Will it be like Tarkov, where you can break limbs and break arms and then you can't aim properly anymore? Will it be a little bit more on the hunt side, a little bit more basic? I personally think I would prefer it a little bit more basic. The amount of times that I sat in a bush in Tarkov to do field surgery for 5 minutes until I was ready to go again was sometimes a bit extreme. Something maybe against bleeding, maybe poison, I can see that. Some regular healing. Maybe you can only revive teammates when you get some medkits from this dude. I don't know yet. So I also don't know 100% yet how it works with reviving teammates in this game. It is possible as far as I know, so you can get downed and you can get revived. But I didn't see that yet myself. Then we also have some art for the soldiers. And if I remember this correctly, they will be placed in the chateau as guards. Mostly for aesthetics. I don't know if some of them will go rogue and you will fight them as bosses. No idea. And some concept art for the Thrasher. Whatever that could be. It seems like something that a slight breeze will knock it over. But when it touches you, it will apply bleed because of the spikes. A little bit like a concertina armor then when you're familiar with Hunt Showdown. Okay, then let's have a look at some of the items. I'm also gonna have some map screenshots in a second. So you run around the map and you loot. There will be hundreds of items already, which is so nice for my immersion level. Yes, call me a little bit salty, but for example, when I played Grey Zone Warfare, the loot table was... Grey Zone Warfare had a lot of good things going for it. It was not the performance, and it was definitely not the loot table. To be fair though, I didn't play Grey Zone Warfare in forever. Might have to change that. But whenever you have a game where the loot table is... Yeah, there's like 5 items and that's it. It was the same with Marauders. And even a little bit with the Cycle. It gets dull very fast. Also, and this is something that I find fascinating, they told me that every item will have a purpose. Because, and this is something that I did not expect from the game, there will be crafting. So you have to go on the map, get the crafting materials out so you can do some crafting. I don't know how many professions there will be. I guess there will be the classic weaponsmith, armorsmith, alchemist and stuff like that. And then it makes sense that they have so many items and that every item will have some sort of purpose. That will be kind of nice, and also you have multiple containers that you can break and that they have items in them. Nice. So people were asking how will the looting look like. It will be like Escape from Tarkov, which I don't mind. A little bit of a search function and then you have to loot. I know a few people don't like this at all and they just want to see the loot immediately. It kind of depends, because when you go through a box of rubbish and you look for something salvageable, this will take a moment. Yeah, okay. So, this is something where I have no clue what the purpose of this is. Well, that's not completely true, but you can have... I don't know, this is like a tool belt, a tool bag? Is it something that you can equip and then you can do some lock picking? And there's also a lantern with blue fire? I have no idea what that is doing. Maybe you can only see certain enemies when you have that? Maybe it shows you secret loot? Maybe you need this to call in the extraction? I have no idea.
What does this work?
It's a blue light.
What does it do?
Turns blue.
I see.
What's your guess? I love this. This is why I like analyzing the stuff, guessing around, trying to figure out what everything is. Then you also have these repair tools here. I find this crazy that they have already now 5 different variants of it, from tier 0, which probably repairs almost nothing from your armor and from your weapon, to like the super pristine golden one that maybe even gives some buffs on your armor. That could be something cool. Then you have also different kind of bags, and I like how crazy they went with the bags. So you have the smaller bags on the left, I would assume, to the bigger bags, the more pristine ones on the right. You have Ludwig's drum case though, the second one from the left, which is basically just a drum, and I use this as a backpack. Very creative. I like that. That has fluff and style. Next one is gonna be, yeah, no, that's it actually already. Oh, it's making me sad. No, this one. Yeah, sorry, it's a little bit, a little bit all over the place. I want to show you one of the skill trees. So as you can see at the top, you have your inventory, your journal, your abilities, mastery, experience, and appearance. And the mastery will have then multiple skill trees. So crawl 10%, make it 20% faster when downed. So you can get downed and then you have to crawl to your teammates to get picked up. I don't know if there's going to be a damage protection, because honestly, if you get downed, people just keep slashing you and you die anyway. For example, PUBG, where they just keep mech dumping you, and getting downed is kind of whatever. But maybe you're a speedy boy, because that's in total then 50%. if you want to invest all these mastery points. Maybe that you can also... what is this? I would say the first one is more carry capacity. The second level, that one could be better healing, maybe some dual wielding. But it's the physiology tree. Like there's multiple trees, so dual wielding in the physiology tree makes not a lot of sense, does it? So as you can see, this will be interesting. And I see level 1, 2, 3, and I see the arrows. You can even scroll down even further. And with that, we talked about weapons, characters, skill trees. Crafting will be a big part of the game. Let's have a look at a few screenshots from the actual maps. And you know what? I don't care. We're gonna start with the most amazing stuff first. This one right here. Yes, this is a balloon in the background. Yes, this is your extraction. And yes, that one is animated. So I think right now it's twice per match. I think it depends on the map and the map timer, how often the balloon comes. The balloon comes from the sky, you enter the balloon, and the balloon flies away and brings you back to the chateau. So the balloon has also a lore function. You start in the chateau, and then you take the balloons to travel to the maps. Then, when you're done on the map, you take the balloon back to the chateau. Nice. I love this. Now, this of course forces PvP, which I personally like, because you must extract by balloon. Now I can hear already people, I want to do PvE on the map, I want to do my crafting, I want to gather resources, materials, I want to play like a rat, which is totally fine by the way. I don't want to go into PvP. As far as I know, and again, work in progress, there will be skills that you can unlock for extra extraction for people who don't want to take the balloon. Well, the drawback is you will have less skills for actual combat because you invest points into this alternative exit, which I think is a fair trade-off. Now, they also have sound traps. You can see that zombie that infected there hanging at the pole. If you get too close, that makes noise and that attracts other people because they know, hey man, there must be a player. And you can also see some crows, some ravens sitting on the logs there in the background. And I would not be surprised if that's another sound trap as well. So, thumbs up. Actually, a lot of open space here. If you want to do a melee build, you better bring, I don't know, smoke grenades, if they actually exist in the game. There will be different times of day settings, so this is, well, daytime. Here we have fog, very, very awesome, and then we also have night. Boy, so I don't know if there will be dynamic weather or if it's just like in Hunt where, okay, this map is daytime, this time is fog. Will you see it in advance before you go there? I would like that. I would like that, because otherwise this might get slightly annoying. For example, in Hunt Showdown, this is something that I absolutely do not like, that you do not have a backout loadout. So you want to play a sniper, right? It's fog. You can't see shit. You don't. The end. You have like the dirt on the scope together with the fog. I see more with my iron sights than with the scope. I don't know. So I would like to see this in advance. Maybe rotate then the settings. So when you have like 3 maps active, this is also something that I like. They will have lots of maps, correct? So what will they do though in case the player base is small at the beginning? Keep in mind, Hunt Showdown, for example, had barely 1,000 people peak during early access. They will rotate the maps. So you can play only like 2 or 3, so the maps feel full and they're not empty. Because for 10 maps being active the whole time, that's difficult. Just look at Escape from Tarkov, for example. I wouldn't call that game small, and they struggle to get some population on certain maps. So this might be cool that they have like 3 maps in rotation. You can pick any of the 3 maps, and after, I don't know, 2 hours, the next 3 maps open again. Something like that. I think this is cool. Then I would say we're gonna have a look at the Forest Road. And looks nice, honestly. Unreal Engine 5. I'm a huge fan of a user interface that is, well, basically not visible, right? I'm always bashing Ubisoft, and I think I should stop doing that. But Ubisoft has the habit that on your screen there is so much. There is so much stuff, and 50% of it easily you don't need it at the moment. Maybe even more. So right here you have your health bar. I think you have the map time on the top right. You have apparently an objective marker in the middle there. And then maybe your group interface all the way on the left. And that's it. There might be more. This is something that I love about Beautiful Light, where there's almost nothing. And if you want to check it, you pull up your PDA that you have on your wrist, and it has like the compass, where your teammates are, what the objective is. If you want to see how much ammo you have to check the mag yourself. Beautiful. This is nice. This information should not be permanently on your screen, in my opinion, and you should do an action to look it up if you actually need it. The next one is going to be a mass grave, and I see loot. Lots of loot. Actually, there's really a lot of loot. And you know, when I see all these chests, I see lots of loot. So maybe it's a point of interest where a lot of people will go, because good loot, so that means PvP. Maybe you will need the, what was it called, the lock belt to open these chests, because they're all locked. Yeah, I can see that work. The next one is going to be this woodsman's hut. And this is something, I don't know what the red stuff is on the side there. Maybe that's map border, I'm not 100% sure. They have lots of different point of interests. Now, I saw the map already, and what I saw I liked. You always have to keep in mind though, having a look at cinematics, having a look at screenshots, or even in-game renders, it's not the same. You need to play it. And I hope that we all can get a playtest very, very soon. And then we have one more. This is the final screenshot of the day that I want to show to you. We have again here this beautiful pistol. I think this is Abel. Like the bald guy with the beard. Yeah, that's him. I can see the armor and everything. So that's him. You're shooting there some zombies, and voila, they're not naked. Finally, some of them still have their clothes on. They look crazy disfigured though. My god. The atmosphere and the vibe of this game will hopefully be top notch. Now, before we end the video, I want to do one more thing. So first of all, what I want to do is, and I hate doing that, if you enjoyed the video, consider dropping a like, consider subscribing if you want to see future Hunger content, because the moment I can, I will do gameplay, I will do trailer analysis. The moment they put something out there, we're gonna discuss it, and I love doing that. Now, the question is though, why should you care about Hunger? So the reason why I care about Hunger, so maybe it's the same for you, I like that it has a focus on melee and shooting. A wild mix is something that I like. I loved, or I still like, Mortal, Chivalry, games like that. Always work pretty fun until the Sweat Lords kind of ruined it for me. We're gonna have a mix here of Hunt, Tarkov, Chivalry, and World of Warcraft. This is something that is a wild mix and a massive project. So also a little bit scary. You will have some different characters, and apparently that has impact to your gameplay, so it matters who you play and who you level up. And the RPG elements, I think they are fantastic, but they're also super dangerous. Skill trees means lots of options, right? Different builds, lots of variety, lots of fun, lots of long-term motivation to try different builds. I don't know how it will work when you want to respec. Will this cost gold or in-game currency, whatever they have? Can you do it freely? Do you have like multiple skill trees that you can swap in between? That is amazing, but this is also very scary. If you have, or whenever you have that many talents, balancing that out needs constant attention. And now, I'm sorry to say this, Crytek, for example, balances way too slowly. They could never do this. If something breaks, or, you know, when you have thousands of people playing your game, they will find something that you never found. That's just how it goes. Your small Q&A team cannot compete with thousands of nerds trying to break the game. That's a fact. You need to react quickly and maybe even disable some skills or quickly patch it. Don't wait for months until you touch something when it's broken. Do it now. Do it in a couple days or a week. Then this can work. Otherwise, this will be an issue. And the next thing that I personally will like, but that's probably not for everybody, will be crafting. I like that. I liked it. I liked crafting back in the days. My first game where I did some crafting in a multiplayer game was actually Dark Age of Camelot. Yeah, goddamn, I'm old. 21 and lots of winters. Okay, so again, crafting is also cool because maybe you can interact then with more people and it's not just, hey, this is me and I don't care about the rest, right? You can maybe build a reputation for, you know, making good armor or good weapons and selling them. There should be an auction house. Now, I'm kind of a fan of it, kind of not a fan of it, because they need to battle real-life money trading, because, for example, in Escape from Tarkov, lots of people cheat over there because, well, they don't even want to kill you. They just have vacuum cheats. They go on the map, take all the expensive loot, go out, sell it on a third-party page, make ka-ching, and yeah. Now, to be fair, since you have skill trees and your characters level up, this might not be that much of an issue. In Escape from Tarkov, you take a PMC, you slap the most, you know, the most efficient, the top tier gear on it, and you're good to go. If you have a level 1 character, it might not even help you when you have the top tier stuff, because you might not be able to use it yet. Maybe they do some other solutions here. Crafting will be interesting though, and also gathering all these materials and having a lot of loot on the maps is something that I will most likely enjoy. It will take a while to learn it though, because when they truly have hundreds of items, yeah, I think we need a wiki page very quickly for that one. Also that they have dedicated PvE and PvP areas, I think this is something that is good. So whenever you have people that are really just interested in the PvE part, and you have this, just look at Escape from Tarkov with their PvE branch. Or for example, Hunt Showdown, I still have people asking for a campaign or a PvE mode only, which I personally have zero interest in that, but that's just me. And you have to consider the other people too. So maybe you have a few maps that are only PvE, where you have to work together to slay monsters. Maybe you have then raids, I mentioned it already. Time will tell. Massive project. Massive project. So I'm happy that I have already a team of 40 to 60 people working on this. And that they progress already quite far with their game. I hope I'm allowed to say this right now. Manage your expectations, obviously. But it's not like they have nothing done yet. From what I've seen, the maps progress, for example, pretty far already. And we will get early access next year. Nice. So another game that I can look forward to. Alright, then as always, let's roll the outro right now. And that's it for today. Video got longer as I wanted it to do. But that's just a curse on this channel, I assume. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you enjoy some hunger content in the future. We're gonna cover that. I hope I will have lots of fun with that. I need to get into one of these playtests and check it out for myself. As always, big shout out to my patrons. Thank you very much for supporting me over on Patreon. Much appreciated, as always. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out the game in the description and the pinned comment. And I will keep you updated in case they drop any news about a playtest. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day and bye bye.